Hi, welcome to Book Chat. My name is Bia Stengo, and I'm a managing librarian at Monterey County Free Libraries. And tonight I wanted to talk to you about an interesting book that I just read called Certain Dark Things. Now, I didn't really read it. I actually listened to it on Overdrive, and it is by Sylvia Moreno-Garcia, and it is a genre that I don't typically read. It's actually horror. And if you are a fan of anything vampire or Twilight, this is the book for you. Now, this is not a genre I typically read. But for some reason, this particular author, Sylvia Moreno-Garcia, is one that I find very intriguing. And so I'm reading her books. The first one that I read of hers was called Mexican Gothic, and it was a horror story. But it wasn't, you knew it was going to get there, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that terrifying. This one's a little bit more gory. But anyway, if you're a vampire fan, if you love the Twilight series, this book is definitely for you. So it takes place in Mexico City, an alternate Mexico City, where there's lots of vampires, but the city of Mexico City is trying to clean out the vampires. So they have sweeps going through where they check temperatures to make sure there's no vampires around, because there's a lot of vampires in the area, and they're just trying to get rid of them. And so there happens to be a young woman, and her name is Atal, and she's living in Mexico City because her family was killed by the narcos, by another tribe of vampires, because they're talking about these different subspecies of vampires. There's many of them. There's the European ones, and she is a descendant of the ancient Mexican vampires who are from the time of the Aztecs. And so her family has a long vampire bloodline in Mexico, and they're very proud of it. And some European vampires who've come and infiltrated don't like them. And so anyway, the vampires seem to be in control of the drug trade in Mexico. And so the vampire groups are vying and fighting for control of the drugs. And so Atal is in Mexico City because she had to leave where she was from after her mother and her sister were killed. And now she's kind of desperate and freaking out, and she knows she has to get away because she knows these guys are chasing her. They killed her family, and now they're coming for her. So she's in Mexico City, and she's got a big giant Doberman Pinscher dog who's kind of her familiar, and he's got a big, beautiful tattoo on him. But she tries to keep a low profile. She keeps food in her house. And what she does is one day she's on the subway and she meets a young man, and his name is Domingo. Now, Domingo lives on the streets. He collects clothes for a rag and bone man. And so he survives that way. So one of the things some vampires do is they make friends, and they call them Renfields, who are their non-vampire friends who sort of help them out. And so Domingo becomes that for Atal. And so she's trying to keep a low profile. She and Domingo are getting along pretty well, but she tries not to get too close to him. And then they're trying to avoid both the police, who are trying to get rid of them and get them out of the city, and lock her up or whatever, and also stay away from the other rivaling vampires. And so she is trying to get in touch with people who can help her leave Mexico City, maybe go south, maybe go to Guatemala, go somewhere to get out of Mexico to try and get away from these other narco vampires who are trying to kill her. So this story is pretty awesome. I will tell you, at the end it gets a little bit gory, but you will love Atal, you will love Domingo, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, even though I didn't like Twilight, and I am not a vampire reading type of person. So I stretch myself with the books that I read, especially the ones that I listen to, and Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno-Garcia is definitely worth reading. So I urge you to give it a try. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.